It's time for another Q&A video while I animate episode 4 of my series Gifted Beasts. The first question I have is, how did I get so many people to audition for my casting call? I did a few things to try to reach out to the largest number of people possible. The first and most important thing that I did, though, was to make sure that my project looked professional and put together. A lot of projects like this tend to be canceled partway through, so I wanted to show to everyone that I was ready to see it through to the end. To do this, I made sure to advertise that my script is fully written, and that anyone who auditions won't have to wait on me to record their lines. I also made sure to make an announcement video, a teaser trailer, a poster, and art of all my characters before posting the casting call. When advertising my casting call, I not only advertised it on my YouTube, but in many other Discord servers. I'm part of a lot of Discord servers for lots of other animated projects, and that tends to have a lot of hopeful voice actors in there, so I think that helped a lot. When choosing when to put out my casting call, I also chose to put it out toward the end of the school year and the beginning of the summer, so that people were finishing other obligations and might feel ready to open up to a new obligation. The last thing I did was to make sure to leave my casting call open for several weeks, so that there was a large window of time for people to audition. Though I do think I got very lucky with the number of people who auditioned. What are your hopes for the Gifted Beasts series? My main goal is simply to finish the project. There are so many projects I want to do someday, but one of the biggest reasons I made Gifted Beasts in the first place was to prove to myself that I can successfully see a big project through to the end. I think it would also be really cool for Gifted Beasts to be big enough for me to make merch of it, but I'm not holding my breath. Why did you stop auditioning on Casting Call Club? The main reason is that I just got busy with college and working on Gifted Beasts, but voice acting is something I still want to try to do in my free time. What drove you to start Gifted Beasts? I always enjoyed telling stories, but had trouble finding a medium that I could use to share them with others. I loved writing, but didn't feel confident that I had the skills to make a book. Then I discovered the wonderful world of Warrior Cat's maps, which then led me down a rabbit hole where I discovered the multitude of animated projects on YouTube. I thought, I could probably do that. And after spending a couple years learning to draw and animate, then I started my own show called Gifted Beasts, and here we are today. What year is Gifted Beasts set in? Well, it takes place in a whole different universe for our own, so I hadn't really come up with a year for it to take place in. But the universe is definitely a couple thousand years old or something, so how about 3125? Great. Are there any characters in Gifted Beasts inspired by any cartoons from movies or shows? Navo definitely took some inspiration from Bolin from The Legend of Korra, but none of the other characters are inspired by anyone specific. There are a few tropes though, like Iris being the wise old grandmother. Who has been your favorite character to write so far? Along with that, what's been your favorite episode to actually write? My favorite character and my favorite episode actually go hand in hand. Unfortunately, I can't say much because of spoilers, but I can say that the character is the guy with the red paws that you see in the Gifted Beasts intro. My favorite episode to write was episode 14, which focuses on him. I had such a clear idea of what I wanted to be, so when I wrote it in one sitting and barely changed it after that. I also liked writing episodes 17 and 19, which is a lot of sad backstories. What does that say about me? Why is Sakura a frog? Because this smear frame inspired this fan art, which got turned into a Discord sticker. And if you want to use fun stickers like Frog Sakura, then join my Discord server. What mic and equipment do you currently use? I use a Blue Yeti USB microphone with a pop filter for voice acting, and I use a Microsoft Surface Pro for drawing and animating. If you were to start another series, would you do another casting call? Yes. I adore the VAs I work with right now, and they would definitely get first dibs, but I always want to drag more people into my shenanigans and find the perfect voices for my characters. For future artistic projects that you work on, do you want to keep it independent, like on YouTube for example, or are you interested in going and working for a company? That kind of depends. I don't really want to animate or draw for a company, as I prefer to keep it a hobby. But if by some miracle glitch were to reach out to collaborate, I would have no choice but to say yes. Realistically though, everything's just staying on my channel on YouTube. What is your favorite fast food place? My absolute favorite is Burgerville, but they only have locations on the West Coast, so I don't get it often. I do also really like Jimmy John's. What is your favorite superhero and superpowers? My all-time favorite superhero is Spider-Man. I grew up watching the Spectacular Spider-Man series, which is the best one out there, and I'm now ordering you to go watch it. If I had superpowers though, I'd probably want the ability to pause time or something like that. What do you use to animate and edit with? I animate with Krita, which I highly recommend to anyone looking for free software. You'll need to watch some tutorials to get the hang of it, but I'd say it's definitely worth it. I use Shotcut to edit, which is also free. I've heard that DaVinci Resolve is better, but my old little laptop can't handle it, so I wouldn't know. Would you ever potentially make merch of Gifted Beasts? I would absolutely love to. The issue is that I would need to make sure that there are enough people who'd want to buy it, and then I'd have to make an online store, figure out pricing and shipping, etc. So, while I really want to, it's just not feasible at this point in time. What can I do so that Micah gets a partner? See, the biggest problem with that is that his voice actor is objecting, so send Liam into space and then we'll be good to go. Can you fire Daryl for this? No, but I do give you permission to try to send him into space too. Can we send Micah to the Shadow Realm because it's funny? Why not? Can I be your biggest fan? Sure. Okay everyone, Thunder now holds the official title. What's 9 plus 10?
21.
Out of Levi, Aspen, and Navo, who is the oldest, middle, and youngest child? While they're technically the same age, I'd say the order would probably go Levi as the oldest, Aspen in the middle, and Navo as the youngest. I think that fits. And that's it for today's questions, and now here is your sneak peek of episode 4.
You'll only be in the way, which will get both of you killed.
You don't know that, Levi. I'm not just going to stand by and be helpless. I'm going to help this time.
Aspen! Ugh!
I'm going to follow him.
Wait, we're supposed to be looking after the pups.
I'll be fast.
Can I go too?
No! Why doesn't anyone listen to me?